welcome to another Bible Art Journaling Activity and Devotional. I'm your host, Adrienne Rowe-Saulsbury. So very glad to be with you this morning. Pray that you had sweet rest last night and are awake and ready for this new day. This is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice, right? And be glad in it. Are you glad this morning? I hope so. I'm glad. There are days where I wake up and want to go back to bed. And yeah, there are days like that. But this is not one of them. This is a day where I'm okay with getting up and getting busy and love to do this with you all. And so I'm praying and hoping that you will join me for this segment of what I call creative worship. Great way for us to get into God's word and then do something He did, and that is create, right? Yeah, He's the great creator, master creator. And we are made in His image, and so that means we have the ability to create as well. Not necessarily everybody is going to do art and paint and draw and all of that. Okay, that might not be your gift, but you've got something. All right, you have something. And for those of you that dare to try your hand at doing art, if it's not something that you do normally, naturally, hey, I am demonstrating for you just a way of doing worship and honoring God and sharing what He has given you to others. That's all that's happening here. And those of you that are on YouTube, please share and like the videos. And I mean, if you like them, and share them. And that way, it encourages me to do more and allows individuals to find me. Okay. And I thank you for the comments and all of the words of encouragement. Um, it's good to know that information is getting through. How about that? Yeah. And so, anyway, I'm grateful, I'm thankful, and I'm praying that you all will join me along with this. And I just thank God for the opportunity and um, and for these platforms to be able to do this kind of thing. You just don't know what might happen. All right, I'm going to pray. We'll get started. Okay. Father in heaven, I just want to thank you so very much. Another day that you've given to us, another opportunity. Um, and it is a privilege, Lord, for us to be able to share your word and do it openly and publicly. Mm. And I thank you. May your gospel go far and wide. I ask, Lord, that those that get on, that they'll be blessed, encouraged, uplifted, and inspired, maybe, to get into their word a little bit more and then do something like you did, and that is to create. Speak to us in these segments in this time that we have this morning and be with our hearts and hands as we work. And I just pray your spirit into this broadcast, and I thank you for what you're going to do. We love you in Christ's name. Amen. All right. So yesterday I I got on and I was sharing with you all that there are times where you will sit down getting ready to do some Bible art journaling and you're like, "Oh, what am I going to do? Where am I going to start?" And yeah. And so that happened to me on yesterday. Had the desire to get online and wanted to share and do something, um, you know, because I'm trying to get back in the swing. It's summer break for me, sort of, kind of. And I, um, my desire was to do some more art. It is therapeutic for me. It is a great way for me to unwind and sit and consider and think and um, and talk to God, and all of that happens for me. Um, and some of the pieces in the work that comes to me when I do those things, I don't always share, pieces. I mean, and I've got thousands, y'all. I do. And so, at any rate, I enjoy it. And so yesterday, I mean, I woke up early. 4 o'clock awake. Um, I don't always get up out of the bed, but awake. Anyway, nothing really came, and I was forcing myself to do something anyway. There are a few artists that I enjoy watching, and one of them made this, which one I thought was really cute, is an accordion journal. Now, the fancy word is concertina, and it's just a book that when you open it up, it's like it's an accordion style. And so I started this, and I said I was going to maybe do a video to show you how we put this together. But this was the project from yesterday. Um, and I also decided that this concertina would consist of bees, and all of my verses that I would have in my concertina would have the word bee in it. Okay. And backing up a little bit, I found I found my old little journal here of verses that I wanted to journal. Sometimes there would be themes like I did. What is this? Pleasing windows here. You'd be surprised of all the things. Tears, cups. Um, yeah, and so birds, these are all things that are found in scripture. And I would write the verses down that I liked. I'd get on Google, and I'd put in my search of birds or doors or windows or whatever, windows in scripture. That's what I would put. And it would spit out all of the different verses that had the word window in it. And then I'd look those up. If I liked it pretty okay, I would write it down, and then that would be on my list of things to do. So I did that yesterday for bees. First, I started off with just BE, knowing that I wanted as my focal point the bee, right? And then I went on and looked up the insect bee and all the verses that refer to the insect. And then, of course, that led me to honey and honeycomb. And I didn't write all those out yet because I just wanted to focus on this first. But that is a way for you to kind of get started. Like, oh, okay, I've got this list. I can do a B, and go from there. And so that's kind of where we are today, and working on our little concertina journal. So what happens is I do have the backings for it because I was um, so this will go on the back of it, okay, and then it'll open up like that. I've got the other piece that will go on this side. And then you turn that over. You turn that over. And then you would open it up, and then you would do the other side. Hello? This way. I'm getting confused. All right. So then you would have the stuff on the back. Does that make sense? Yes, you'll see it, the finished product. But today, um, I wanted to go ahead and work on. I've done the center. I want to work on the ends. I probably will just do one today. I don't know. We'll see how things go. Okay, but this is my concertina, and it'll be about be. So yesterday was be still, and no, that was found in Psalm 46, verse 10. Today I'm going into Luke 6:36. It's a familiar text to us. Let me get my glasses. All right, and let me read to you. It's the segment entitled, in 36, I'm sorry, in chapter 6, there are various segments. And I'm using a student study Bible. It reads slightly different than your King James Version because this is more of a this is English Standard Version, right? Let me see. This is ESV. Yes, English Standard Version. So slightly different than our King James. But it has various segments in that particular chapter, okay? And, when you're studying, notice notice the clusters of the subjects in a chapter. Um, it's intentional. Okay, don't run past it. So this is Jesus is Lord of the Sabbath. Okay, and then a man with a withered hand, the 12 apostles. Jesus ministers to a great multitude, the Beatitudes. Jesus pronounces woes. Whoa. Love your enemies, judging others. All of this is in chapter 6. Heavy, heavy chapter, okay? A tree and its fruit, build your house on the rock. Okay, all of that is in chapter 6. Heavy, heavy chapter. Today we're going to look in the section called Love Your Enemies. And because our word or our message or our theme, in keeping with our theme, is be merciful. All right, that's all the way at verse 36. But I want to read that whole. Do I want to read the whole? Maybe I'll start at 32. All right. No, maybe I should go ahead and start at 27. I'll read 27. All right. But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who abuse you. To one who strikes you on the cheek, offer the other also. And from one who takes away your cloak, do not withhold your tunic either. Give to everyone who begs from you, and from one who takes away your goods, do not demand them back. And as you wish the others would do to you, do so to them. If you love those who love you, what benefit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what benefit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those from whom you expect to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to get back the same amount. But love your enemies and do good and lend, expecting nothing in return, and your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High. For he is kind to the ungrateful and the evil. Be merciful, even as your Father is merciful. Yeah, whoa, right? I know some of you are saying, Adrian, I ain't with you on that one right now. I get it. I do. I do get it. You can't do any of this stuff without God. You just can't. You just can't. You can't. He has got to be a part of you. and got to be um, the one calling the shots in your life, because just there's no way. There's just no way. You have got to have God in your heart and in your life in order for you to accomplish those things and make those happen. And some of you are saying, "Oh, it's not that hard." Okay. I ain't mad at you. Okay. I'm just, this is real talk, people. You know, I can be kind and nice and speak and all of that. To go out of my way to do it, I ain't there yet. Anyway, let's ponder on that and think on that. And then I'm sure some of you all might have something to say in regards to that particular chapter. Again, I was reading in Luke, the sixth chapter, and I guess I read what, 27, I guess, 27 through 36. Our word, our little message today is be merciful. Okay, show mercy. And we're going to add us on another page here today in our accordion. We'll add, I really, that's a big one, y'all. That's a big one. I kind of want to, turn over and do the centerpiece on this side. And because I saw in my little stash as I was preparing, yeah, well, I didn't know what I was going to do yesterday. I kind of have an idea today, but sort of. But I found my, I like that, but I did see something that I thought was a little better. At any rate, I found these coloring sheets that I had printed off, and I want to use these as part of the project. And I got to do a little bit of fuzzy cutting all around to make these fit. But I liked, oh, come on. Yeah, I liked this one. And I was thinking that I wanted it to be as part of the center. I just have to figure out how I'm going to get him on here. I guess this way. And yeah, I think so. Okay. So we'll do the centerpiece in this, and then I'll have one to do here, one to do over here, and then the same on the inside here and right here. Okay. So I think I'm going to do this one. We'll do a 2-page kind of spread in our concertina. And the way we're going to break up our white page, our canvas here, is to add some scraps of paper, and I've got several, and um, I really liked this. It kind of it gave me bee and honey kind of vibes, and so I want to have this on every page, and yeah. So we'll just do a little. I picked up these packets, and I showed it in the other video as we started this whole thing. I picked up this pack of um, papers from, I got them off of Temu, would you believe it? And I was thinking that I wanted to maybe, just gonna tear it. No, I'm not using scissors. I like that kind of kind of rough ready. Just, we're just adding paper. It's okay if it doesn't fit, we'll cut it down. And we're just kind of putting our little composition together. The big pieces I have here, and let's see. Maybe I'll do this like that, and so it's fun. It's really no real rhyme or reason. It's just getting things down, and if you like it, get your glue quickly. Get it on the paper fast. Let's see what our thing will look like. It might be okay. This is big, but it's all right. I mean, we can, you know, use some paint, and I really like that paper. Yeah, it was really inexpensive. And so I said, I have these sheets of paper, but you could use stuff out of magazines, and little flyers you get, and just tear these up and add them to your pieces, making like collage, you know. Um, and it's okay if you have some. Do I want to tear? Maybe I want to tear that down just a little. It's okay if you have a little bit of white space. It's okay. Okay. I think. What do I want to do here? I'm changing it up, y'all. I'm changing it up. Yeah. So our word today will be merciful. Okay. And got our big B with. Is that all I want to do? Is that it? I think I'm wanting a little bit of pink over here. Yeah. Okay. I think that's good. Again, don't have to cover up the whole thing, but balance. You want some balance. Yeah. Okay. I think that's going to be good. All right. And we've decided on our bead that we're going to use. I'll use some, I guess, acrylic paint, or maybe we'll do the Posca markers again. I found that they were kind of thick, and I ended up putting a little bit of water down. We'll show you. All right, so I've got my glue here, and do I want? Yeah, okay. Let's just go ahead and put some glue down. I got some. I ended up getting a little bit of paint in there, but no worries, it'll be okay. All right. And this is just like your Elmer's glue, but it is watered down just a bit, um, so that it is not as thick. I want that little piece off, I think. So And it's okay if I don't get it exactly the way I had it initially. It's all right. I'm okay with that. So I thought too that as we were journaling bees, that I would look up information about it. I know, real nerdy of me, right? But I yesterday we found out, or I shared with you all that bees have 5 eyes. Now, why? Why would that even be necessary? Huh? No, but that's just the way God did it. I ain't mad, just curious. And but two of them, of course, for seeing things. I guess the three in the center of his eye is for them to um, be able to navigate in light and darkness or something to that effect. I just think it's kind of interesting that they would need to have 5 eyes. But most insects have uh, more than the two, right? I think there's a lot of spiders and things that have like eight. Well, I mean, they have 8 legs, but they got lots of eyes too. Stick that right in here. And it's okay that it's off the page. We'll end up stick you on here. Okay. I'm gonna set that aside and let that dry a little bit. I could go ahead and stick this one also. There. Okay. Let's put my top back on. Yeah, but really cheap, inexpensive way to have your glue. When you add a little bit of water, more water to it, or whatever, it does allow. It you kind of stretch out your product. Sorry, your product a little bit. Uh, Not that that is. Um, I wasn't really trying to do that. It's just that sometimes that craft glue can be really thick and does not necessarily spread. So, okay. All right. So this, I'm going to add some more stuff to it. We're going to let that dry for a little bit. I'll help it along with my heating tool, but I want to get started with our um, our bee. Okay. Uh, I'm thinking that I might want to do a little bit more cutting. And I guess I could go ahead and paint it and then cut, right? Yeah, I could. I've got quite a bit I need to do to this too. Um, yeah. Okay, and then what color? I was thinking maybe yellow, but my bee is going to be yellow and black, of course. Um, we'll figure that out in a minute. Figure out what color. I've got these pink flowers up here. You can see the project in here. I got these pink flowers right in here. And then I've got pink behind here. I don't know. I'm not certain. Think though I want to use my Posca markers again, and we'll figure out what we want to do with this. I know I'm going to do my wings in that pearl white. I just like, I'll show you all on this side. You see my wings? Now I do have a little bit of blue that I've put in here because I really wanted those to stand out. I did some work after the camera was off. I've added a little bit more detail um, uh, with that blue shadow on the wings and some white on the letters of my sentiment. And yeah, and then I also outlined it just a little bit with a Faber-Castell Pit Artist pen, just like I did with the white around here for my word steel. I've I put a little bit of color on the edge so that it's not a stark white, you know. Um, and so anyway, I did do a little bit of work yesterday on it after the camera went off. All right, so we're gonna put this over here to the side, work on our focal image and see if we can figure out what we're gonna do with it. And I'm thinking that I might go ahead and use these Posca pen or Posca markers, whatever you have, whatever you call it. I like them pretty okay. You know, if I had a choice, you know, if somebody says, "Oh, Adrienne, do you want to paint or you want to, you know, do this with a marker?" I'm probably going to go to, you know, the traditional paint with brushes and, you know, um, I am not so much on um, coloring things with a marker, but I I'm getting accustomed to this. I am. I'm getting accustomed to. Mm, a lavender might be nice for this, but see, and that's the other thing. Big surfaces like this, I don't want to use markers for that. I think I just talked myself out of it too. Okay, I probably will. Well, let's go ahead and use this for my little center here. We'll do that. And flower is big. I don't wanna use my marker for that. I'll just use some paint. And I'm thinking that I might go lavender for this. And if I use acrylic, because acrylic at times can be very opaque, you know, you can't see through it. I want to maybe water it down just a little bit because I don't want to lose the detail that's in my flower. You probably cannot see it. Let me just hold it up a little bit and show you. You know, it's got some lines and things in it. So I might water it down just a bit. Okay. So it looks like we're going to use some, it looks like we're going to do, I do want black though. Let's see if we can, is this one? Yeah, okay. All right. You know, sometimes, hey, the brainchilds just don't happen all, you know, this doesn't always hit you immediately. All right, I'm gonna put these up and then I'm gonna get out some, acrylic paint. I've got a lot of paint um, and various products that are, you know, that I've gotten over the years. You know, sometimes people would give me things as gifts, some art supplies as gifts. And I'll be honest, I tend to gravitate towards the stuff that I've been accustomed to using. But you gotta use that stuff. You can't just let it sit around, you know. I've got this box here of acrylic paint. It's my favorite, you know, this Liquitex. I love the products. I love using it. I've been using that for years. But I was gifted with these little tubes, and I need to use them. I've had them for a while. I need to use them. All right, so and I've got lots of different colors in here, and I even have a set of like this neon, which is cool. Um, but for my flower, I'm probably gonna have to do a little bit of mixing. I'm thinking something more lavender like, and I'm sure I have like a purple. I'll probably have to end up doing a little bit of mixing. I think that's it, and I think I'll put in a little bit of white with that, and oh, get that out. The pink. I need some green, and this is kind of a darker green. I'm okay with it, but I was thinking I wanted more of a light leafy, so I might have to mix that. That's okay. I'm good with it. I'm good with it. So that would be our leaves and our stem, be the petals for our flower. I'll probably end up cutting that off. I don't think I need those little stalks. So what do you call those things? Uh, cattails, maybe? I don't know. Something to that effect. All right, I have my marker here for the black that will go here. And I've got some yellow that will go here. I think we're good. All right. So yeah, look, hey, use what you got. Okay, use what you got. And let me find. I like using these mats, and I just took like a Brillo pad thing and cleaned it off. This one didn't get as clean. But can reuse this again. You know, paper plate will work. You don't have to have all the fancy kind of. All right, I think what I'm going to add a little bit of the white to this and lighten that up. Let's put it over here. Okay, and that's fun, you know, making your own light color. And it doesn't look like everybody else's. I do want to spritz it with some water because this is thick acrylic paint, okay? It's thick and like this lavender color, but it is way darker than I would, um, than I want it to be. So, come on. And you know, you want to be careful adding water to. You don't want to lose the intensity of the color. So be careful with that. This is way more paint than I really need. Um, but I think that's going to be pretty okay. So, and I'm just going to do a light coat. I don't want it to be too heavy. All right. So if you're just joining, welcome. Thanks for hanging out and being a part of my journey. I am considering today in terms of scripture, Luke, the 36th chapter, I'm sorry, the 6th chapter, verse 36, be merciful. And it's the segment in chapter 6 that talks about loving your enemies, being kind. Don't just give them your shirt, but give them your, I mean, don't just give them your jacket, give them your shirt too. You know, King James is using like cloak and tunic. Yeah, simple words for jacket and t-shirt. Now, I didn't do anything to this piece of paper. I This is just copy paper, and there's some areas in here that I probably want to darken it up just a bit, just so my flower doesn't look so flat. Okay. Yeah. So about our scripture today, and I know in your head, if you're like me, in your head, unfortunately, you got some folks who've not been all that nice and kind, don't have your best interest at heart at all. And it's hard to love people like that, especially if they're deliberately trying to hurt you. It's hard. And that's why I said earlier on, you can't really do that with if you don't have the love of Christ in your heart, you, it's you can't love others. Now this light is kind of throwing me off. I'm hoping that it does not mess you all up so much, but um, the glare is kind of throwing me off a little. I'm just kind of introducing the darker color in some areas to kind of give my, kind of give flower a little bit of oomph. Just in some areas. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but it does help to bring it out. Now, I could have done this with a marker, like after it dries. Yeah. And I might still do that. Yeah. So yeah, if you're like me, there's some folk that run through your head as soon as I read the word enemy, they popped in your mind, didn't they? Go ahead, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Shame the devil. Tell the truth. And unfortunately, I've got a little list, and I hate to say that. I do. I really do. And not, but we're supposed to pray for them. Okay, I think I'm going to be happy with that. Um, yeah. Did you hear what I said? You're supposed to pray. You're supposed to pray for these people. Supposed to pray for them. Now I've got all this little extra paint here. I think what I want to do is use it as part of. I don't have to put it on this one. I could put that paint somewhere else. We don't want to waste paint, and I don't like doing that. If you all have been on, you've watched me try to put paint back in the tube, and in some cases it's worked. All right, I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow down and try not to put as much. And uh, and we're not done with this. I've got other stuff to do. Probably not enough, right? We'll see. I do want a little bit of white in this too. And just kind of lighten that green up a bit. I didn't want it to be as dark. And I'm gonna grab a little bit of that white to lighten it up even more. That's another way to, so that your work doesn't necessarily look like everybody else's. If you mix your own paint color, it's gonna be unique to you. So I'm just going through and yeah, I decided not to use uh, my markers for this. I'd rather do paint. It's a larger surface, and so um, larger area to cover. So and still trying to do it lightly so that I don't lose all of the little shadowing and lines and things that they added. The acrylic paint is really opaque and um, can't really see through it most of the time. And so, and look, those of you that, have issue, oh, I can't draw. It's okay. You see, I didn't draw this flower today. Could have, but didn't draw the flower today. I'm thinking I might cut that out, so I'm not gonna bother with painting that. This is just it's a coloring sheet, y'all. Coloring sheet. Add a little green there. And I guess I can go ahead and add a little green right there. Am I in the camera or did I get out of the camera? I'm sorry. It happens. I get I get to going. Realize that I'm off camera. Y'all can't see a thing. Okay. I'm probably gonna cut that out too. All right. So I'm happy with that. Let's see. And look, so I got extra paint here. I might as well go ahead and add that to. Do I want to do it with this? No, I think I'm going to do it on one of these extra ones that I'm not going to work on right now. All right, I'm going to set this to the side so we can let that dry. And let me put that up and hmm, try to clean up my area. Try to do that. Thanks. All right. So I'm gonna have to remember to use some of those little ones. I've had them for a long time, and I mean they still work fine. You know, I have the tube. I got the tube on the good when I screw the thing back down, and then I have it in this tin, and I think that helps to preserve. Most artists that I see, they have their stuff in like plastic bins and things, and whatever works. All right, I'm just gonna pick up some of this like extra paint and put it on this other because I don't want to waste it. Okay. And I'm making a mess. I've got paint on my table. It's all right. We're gonna clean it up. So this little accordion journal or concertina is a little cute little idea of a way to kind of chronicle, your thoughts. Okay, I think that's good. All right, let's clean that up. And this is just water I have in this little bottle. And if you work quickly. I do go through a lot of paper towel and wipes. I do. I do. All right. So um, I um, I want to put this green over here on this side. Come on. It's not really that much, but I'm gonna try to pick it up, and it's okay if I don't cover the whole thing. I don't want to waste the paint. Okay. So, if you have a notebook, I usually have like a little notebook that I kind of keep around, and just when I have that little extra paint, I just put it down that on that. Okay, let's get our heating tool. We're gonna go ahead and I gotta figure out this though. And I think what I might do is oops, um, pick up a little bit of cream just to kind of blend and pull that all together. Um, yeah. So let's. I've got a. It's not a titanium, like a stark white. I have, it's almost like a beige color. If I'm remembering properly. I mean, it's been a bit since I've been in this thing, but I thought that there was a not so bright white, and it's yellow. I think this is it. Yeah, you see the difference? I'm gonna go with that. I might even use a little touch of some burnt umber just to see it's very close to what I have here. Yeah, okay. All right. I do need to move this out of the way. What happens when you don't put your stuff away, then you run out of space to lay things and all right, I want to get this back out. And again, I don't really need a lot. I'm very tempted to just use my finger and not even put it on this thing. Yeah, I think I will. It's not, what is it going to hurt? It's not going to hurt anything. I promise you. I promise you. And I'm just going to use my finger. I do want to touch, just a touch. Come on. I don't want it to be, because I don't want it to be too dark. I just want to, just a little bit. Okay. All right, and I just use my finger to kind of bring a little bit of that on my page. See, that's not bad, is it? Now that one's dark, but that's okay. We'll move it around. It's fun. It's fun. It's fun. I know it's messy, but it's fun. It's fun. And we'll dry it. I want to do a little bit of stamping and a little bit of stencil here and there. Okay. It was really kind of dark over here, so it's okay. All right, just kind of putting a little bit of that on the page, connecting everything. Okay. All right. And it is upside down, isn't it? Hold on. We'll fix it. We'll fix it. All right. Yeah, that way. Okay, well, I'm gonna cut that off. I am. All right, let's dry it real quick and we'll do some stenciling, we'll do some stamping. I'm not finished with my bee just yet, so I've got to work on it. But I did want the flower um to dry first. Okay, give me a few moments on this. Let me make sure I don't want my stuff to all fly away over here. All right, here we go. There. Okay. This is pretty dry too already. I didn't have that much over here, but you know, okay. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alrighty. What I want to do next is to first let's make sure I have my yeah, okay. So here's the one from yesterday. And we want it on this side. Okay. And let's do some stamping. I I've gotten more into doing a lot more collage kind of projects, and I've really been enjoying it. And I went and purchased a bunch of stamps. Early on, I didn't do it because I was like, it, it in particularly, and I'm talking about when I'm doing the work in the Bibles, I did not want to do stamps and things like that. I really felt like, oh, you should, make it personal, you know, make it a little bit more personal and use your own handwriting, not to do, but doing the collage and things like that, I I'm finding that I like doing stamping, and it adds a whole lot to the page. Now I like this particular stamp because it looks like honeycomb, right? And so, can you all even see that? Yeah, it looks like honeycomb. So I want to use that. I'm going to use, I guess, these letters for the Be Merciful. They're kind of big, and I think I've got a set of alphabet that is smaller, and I might use it instead. Let me get out my stamp, and I want to add, let's see. Yeah, so I got a nice big stash now because did I mention I purchased these things on Temu? Yeah, real inexpensive. I mean, I'm talking about dollar, you know, inexpensive. And so I purchased quite a few to add to this my collection here, and so this is fun. It is fun. Alrighty. I've got some funny letters here, and still kind of big. I'll show you yesterday's. Um, quite busy. I probably could have toned it down just a little bit, but you see my honeycomb print in here, and then I've got a few of these letters that are in black. Um, and so no, it's not bad or anything, but maybe I won't go black. Maybe I'll do a different color. I don't know. I don't know. But let's do the honeycomb part at least. We can get that down, and I'll decide on my lettering and all of that. Most often you'll see me use an acrylic block, uh, but you don't really need one for this. And I'm okay with, I don't have to have all of it open, do I? I don't have to, I'm not using the whole, I'm just going to use bits and pieces. So, and it's just a great way to kind of, again, kind of connect things and give it a lot more interest and layering and all that good stuff. And often I do it in like threes, but this is a, I might do it a little bit more. Let's see. Mhm. And maybe a little bit right there. I think that's good. I think that's enough. Let's wipe that down. And remember, clean your stamps and things. Clean it off. All right, we'll put that away. And then I do want lettering. I'm trying to figure out what color I want to use though. Um, goes into it. But I encourage you to try some of these things, and you'll be surprised at what you and God come up with. Mhm. Like, oh, that's not bad, Lord. Yeah. So, I mean, there's been plenty of times where I haven't had like vision as to what it is I wanted to do, you know. um, yeah. So I did want these this stencil actually has words on it. I don't really want the words. Um, and this one is okay, but this is big too. These are, I've got smaller ones on here. I might can get away with it. Okay, let's do it. And then I have to figure out what color we're going to use. That's the next step. So, um, black is okay. Um, but I could use with, and probably need to maybe make up a little bit more of the purple and white, and maybe I could do my lettering in that. That will help to bring this together because it's gonna kind of stand out a little funny, isn't it? Um, hmm. And maybe instead of doing that taupe color, I could have done a little bit of white, huh? I could have. I just put all those paints away and everything. It's okay. Um, is that what I want to do? If I do this lighter lavender color and stamping, it would help to bring that out. Maybe I'll do that. All right. And look, what is it going to hurt? Nothing. It's not going to hurt a thing. I promise you. Uh, okay. This and a little bit of white. Where did you go? That's, oh my. Neighbors. Okay. Okay, that's a pearl. That might be pretty though. Um, where did it go? I just had you. I just had you. Looking for some white to mix with that. And not that taupe kind of color. I need regular white. And I know I just had it. Right? We just used it. Okay. And because I'm being impatient, because I cannot find it right now, and that's crazy, I'm going to use this that has a little bit of pearl-like. Okay. All right. So we'll put a little bit more of that purple color. I'm not going to do too much. We'll add this. Come on. I have a big tube of white I could use, but I don't want to. I don't want to. Let's see. I think. Okay, I got a little foam brush here that's still wet. I was washing some of these things out, and this actually has still some more of the color that I was using before. I think it'll be okay. I'm not worried about it. All right. That pearl did not tone that purple down, did it? All right. Okay. No worries. No worries. Because I couldn't find it in the little tube, and I know I have it, but all right. There. All right. Okay, so I'm going to use my stencil here, place this down, and get some of that color on here. Now, I know it's not exactly like what we had, and I reserve the right to um, paint all over this if I don't like it. Okay, I think that's going to be all right. Now, there is the you can go too far sometimes, like putting on too much or whatever. But it's okay. Anyway, I think, yeah, hey, if you're just joining, mine's everywhere. If you're just joining, welcome. Thanks for hanging out this morning and being a part of the journey. And my scripture that I am journaling today is Luke, the 6th chapter, and verse 36 is really the verses. Be merciful. I am working in a concertina journal, fancy way of saying accordion, okay? And just kind of fun way of journaling, your scripture, where you are, what you're doing, what you're thinking, okay? And I decided that I would use B as my theme. And it's, huh. It's not a good impression. And I think because my sponge is wet. Uh, but I'm going with it. It's okay. We're going to go with it. Wash that out. All right. And wash this. And am I done? I could be done. I could be done. Let's let that sit for a moment. Yeah, so B is my theme, and yesterday's devotional and thought was be still. And we talked about the idea that at many times when we're having troubles in our lives, the our first thought is, okay, what do I do? What do I do? What do I do? Where do I go? How's that going to work? Yeah. And in that particular division in 46 of Psalm, it it talks about, hey, God, God's got God's got it. Be still and know that I am God. That was yesterday's thought. Today's thought is be merciful. And some of that might end up getting cut off. I kind of need that green though, don't I? Maybe I can take the B off of here, put the flower down, and put it separately. I think that's how we're going to do that. And I have to paint my bee in a minute. That way I can guarantee that I get them both on here, okay? Yes, so yesterday was be still, today is be merciful, and talking about loving our enemies and being kind to those who, you know, mean you harm. And I'm admitting I am not completely there, and it's unfortunate that I have folks that I can even say, yeah, they don't have my best interest at heart at all. It doesn't make me feel good. But and God is saying, hey, be kind anyway. Be merciful to these folk anyway and pray for them. And so when I remember, I do. And I think you have to be intentional, you know. You have to be intentional. And if God brings it to you, it's because it is something that you need to do. It's something you need to accomplish. Now, I don't have my glasses on, which is really kind of risky. I've been talking about my eyes, but I'm believing God for healing. I am, and I'm going to paint until, regardless to what the doctors have said, I'm going to keep on reading and painting and working until I'm cutting it out, and then I need to color them, right? Yeah, yeah. Let me hold off on that. Let me finish this part and get this on somehow. I think what I kind of want to do, because it's huge, right? Where is my? Because I want to cut these little white pieces. I don't have to have the green, but I kind of liked that. But I need to cut this white out, and my hole punch is going to help me get into these little spaces that can be impossible. Now this one I'm not going to be able to do. I have a knife for that. And you're probably saying, why didn't you just use the knife for everything? Yeah, I guess I could have. That helps. It really does. I didn't press down hard enough on it, apparently. I'm scraping up my table, though. I don't want to do that. I should probably put down I do have, let me do that. Let me get my little craft mat thing. Let's see. It's huge. It's huge. I can't get that down. It's gonna cover up my whole table. Let's see. I've got another. Let's see. I got something else I can put underneath. I don't want to scrape up my table. I like my table. It was a gift when I was the principal out in California, and a little parting gift. I used it because I did journaling with the whole school and out of my office, so I couldn't have it on my desk. I couldn't do the journaling on my desk, so they got me a table, and I have loved it and so appreciate it. So as I was leaving, we packed it up. This is way easier than trying to get some scissors in here. All right. The Bear Phillips Salisbury. Sorry about that. My husband trying to get a hold of me. I probably should try to wrap this up, right? He'll realize it in a minute. All right. Just trying to get some of these little bits out because I don't want that to, I'm, yeah, that's better. Now let's go ahead and try to clean up some of this other. And then lay it down here. Come on. Can I just tell you how much fun this is? I love doing this. I so hope that some of you all are that watch, just don't watch, but go home and, after work or whatever you're doing, you'll you'll take some time to do something like this too. It's fun to do. All right. Now there's some areas that I still have a little bit of white. I can take my markers and kind of go over them so that it's not so noticeable. Because I'm not as exact as I could be or want to be. This condition with my eyes does not allow for uh, very fine detail. And um, but again, I'm believing for God's healing, and I'm going to do the best I can while I have vision and have opportunity. And if you all could just pray for me in that endeavor, that would be wonderful, and I'd really appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to put this little X-Acto knife away. Okay, that was helpful. All right, and put this down here. And what I want to do is now work on my B. I got to do some cutting with it as well. I'm going to go ahead and paint him though. Um, I'm going to go ahead and use this. This is kind of a pearly white too. I didn't realize that I had it. I went out and bought another, um, even though I wasn't finished with it. But what is it, like folk art or something like that? It really inexpensive, and I used it a whole lot in one of my Bibles. I just loved it. So I am gonna do the wings, and I guess all the wings on my bees in this little accordion journal will have this pearl white. Now I've got a lot here. It's okay. We'll figure out something to do with it. I want to use that orange that I used on my other bee, and that was with my Posca pen. Hey, this is not orange. This is kind of a yellow. I don't want that. I wanted orange. Here. Let's see. There you are. Okay. Um, or do I? Do I want to do the orange here? Maybe. I don't know. Let's go ahead and do that darker yellow. We'll do that. Yeah, this is kind of a orangey yellow. I don't think I wanted it. Hmm. Eh, I don't know if I like that or not. Mm, I think I like the other yellow better. Let's see. I might end up painting over that. Where'd my glasses go? Let's put those on. All right. I think yeah, I think I like that yellow better. I might end up painting over that. All right. We're almost finished. Just working on these last pieces here that will go on our little accordion journal. And need to do the legs. And I'm going to put some more definition in by separating these with white, okay? That way we don't lose all of the definition and detail in our little. I'm not really going for a whole lot of real detail or anything, as long as you recognize that it is a B. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. We'll put in his eye. Okay, there. All right. Hmm. Is that a wing there that I did not paint? It is. Okay. All right, let's dry it and then we'll add a few more of details on this and then, whoops, and then kind of put it all together and we could call this project done. Have I happened to mention how fun this is? I know sometimes the video can go a little long and everything, but some folks need to see, uh, the whole process, and it's okay. I hope y'all all right with it. All right, I'm gonna hold now, not this. Let's hold it with some scissors. And okay. Okay. I think we're good. Yeah. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna cut around it good now, and then we will place it on my project. Now, I probably could have, I don't know, sometimes you just don't have it like all together, right? And knowing exactly what it is you're planning on doing. Yeah, it happens a lot, you all. Don't be upset with me. Making fast decisions on the cuff. Okay. Just kind of cutting around a little bit. There is some white that is still, that I want off. I don't want to. And again, I can take my marker and get rid of it. But I want to cut away as much as I can. And I did this because my flower is so big. Um, and I didn't want it was better for me to just cut the B off of off of the page. Okay. All right. Got a little bit more here, and that's okay. Okay. Let's put all this in the trash. And okay, it's coming. All right, this should be pretty. Oh, not dry. let's get. Let's get. Let's get this. Okay. Good. That's good. All right. Let me go ahead because that little piece is bothering me. Okay. Now, this way. Okay. So now for our focal pieces. The flower, I know you're saying, well, you, you're covering up everything. No, I know. Sometimes that happens. All right, I was thinking that I wanted here, but I wanted the green. And I could put the whole thing on like this and then put the bee on over here like that. And then put my words here, right? I could do that. Is that what I want to do? I think that's what I'm going to do. Let me, yeah, no. I could do it halfway. Like that. It has such a straight line over here. And I think that's what's throwing me off. You know, I think I like that here and that here. I think that's going to be the best thing to do. And then we're going to put our words here. And while I'm still kind of debating on if that's the way that's going to be, let me get my stamps. And am I going to do stamps or am I going to do it in writing myself? Maybe I'll write it myself. I'm just going to take a little piece of paper here. All right. I don't have the best handwriting, but I'm going with it today. All right. Let's see. Is that a 12? It is. All right. I'm just going to put the words be and merciful. Oops. I on purpose didn't really write it in my normal handwriting. I'll do it. I'm going to try to do it again. Okay. It's closer. I don't like that my F is not here all the way on the page. Third time's a charm. Maybe I'll try to write it a little smaller. Or maybe it's because this is like marker. I don't know. And not pen. Let's see. Maybe I can use the Sharpie. It might do a little differently. Let's see. Isn't that funny? I think I like that better. All right. Okay. I'm going to use, I think that'll be okay. I'm going to use my gloss medium to glue it all down. And I'm almost done. I reserve the right to make changes when the camera is off. I need to do a little border around here. And some little touch-ups here and there. Yeah, okay, let's do it before I change my mind. And by me using the gloss, it allows non-porous surface, and I'm able to use my markers to do some shadowing and things like that. Okay. You could use like Mod Podge and stuff like that. I think that's going to be good. Gluing it all down. We're almost there. Show some mercy. Hey, if you decided to stay with me the whole time, God bless you. It's very sweet. Sticking with me as we wrap up another journaling. Let's see, do I want them to do this way or that way? I think straight on is okay. Another journaling piece, and let's get on Merciful. Set you right there. Okay. And here's today's project. There's a few things I still want to do, so, but I'll do it off camera. All right. Yes, because I need to dry it again, and then I want to put a little bit of a border around here to kind of give it a frame. And then I need to do a little bit of shadowing and things that really help to kind of bring some of these off the page a little bit. It's a little trickery. um, and then to knock off the white around the edges of my little sentiment, I need to put the date as well as our verse, which was Luke, the 6th chapter, verse 36. It says, be merciful. Be merciful. I'll read it again, that because it says, be merciful, even as your Father is merciful. So God is extending mercy to you. surely we can extend mercy to somebody else, right? Absolutely. And that whole little section is entitled Love Your Enemies. Um, and pray for them. Pray for them. And ask the Lord to help you in your own kind of navigation through dealing with and people who don't have your best interest. Okay. Be merciful to them. Pray for them and be kind. Um, That's what that's what God is requiring. All right. So there's today's project still to dry. And then we'll work on these other flaps for our accordion journal. It's kind of fun to do, you all. Now, some of these you all might not see me do on camera just because I'm having fun and I might want to keep going. Okay, so don't be upset. Um, but you've seen this one, you know what I'm doing, and hey, come back and watch for the finished product. Okay. All right. God bless you all. May your journey be sweet. I pray that you got something out of today's thought. Um, we'll do a little bit more research on bees. I don't think I mentioned a whole lot of it today, did I? I don't think I did. We mentioned yesterday they have five eyes. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's two on either side and then three in the center. Um, yeah, but a bee is a very interesting insect. Love their sense of community. Love the allegiance to the queen. Um, there's some things that we can learn about the bees. All right, we'll talk about it some more tomorrow. Lord willing, I'll be back on, and I pray that you join me for that segment. Um, sometimes, unfortunately, Facebook will pull down videos. You are welcome to go and see them on my YouTube channel. Just put in my name, Adrienne Rowe-Saulsbury. Okay. All right. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.